all you see is my head floating around.
It's hilarious. All right, here we go.
So I don't crush it.
Okay, live chat. Sorry. Hello. There are our friends, Twin Cedar Farms. Hey, Anna. Hidden Within Myself, Sampson Farms. Sarah, The Busy Little House, A Table Full in the Woods.
Stivers. Heart. That's like Ben.
Hello, Molly. There's Red Panda Ann. Red Panda Ann, congratulations on your engagement. That is super awesome. Really amazing. Red Panda Ann got engaged yesterday at the Shindig. Her sweet fiance proposed. I got to actually video it, which was really, really cool. So I got to witness that. If y'all want to congratulate them. Super neat. We are tired, Tammy. Daniel Smith, you better not be trying to read this chat while you're driving down the road. I love you. Put your phone down. Drive. We miss you already.
I just told you got to come back in one piece.
Here's Amy.
And Tammy, behind me, here's Ethan from 180 Degrees from Average. His lovely wife, Sarah, just went off to feed the baby. She'll be back.
And this is my hipster sister from another mister, Natalie. We are forever family, in case you guys were wondering.
Her channel is Hey, It's a Good Life. And they're still
she has
hanging
a
out
channel.
with us.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Do you think we can set this up so I don't keep blocking Ethan?
Yeah, I can find like a book or something.
Yeah, something like that would be awesome.
Or I can just stay here. This might be more fun. I guess.
Stop!
Every once in a while, I'll just pop up.
So we
Let's do some interpretive stuff.
have a few of our friends still here. Daniel just left. Okay, we're going to pick this up a little bit. I'm trying to put this up a little bit higher. Does that help or does that make it worse? I think I can kind of slouch.
No,
This works.
Sure.
Yeah, because then I can kind of sit back
Oh, I need to just chill.
and settle in. Except my eyes aren't this good. I can't read the computer. Okay. So let's interact with some folks. What were the best parts of the Shindig? Tammy Mathis. Tammy Gear, I'm not sure. We'll check the P.O. box. We haven't checked the P.O. box for the last few days. I was out of town. So we'll go check it and I will see. Oh, no, you're talking about Amazon. Yes, I sent you a message back. I'm remembering now. You're talking about Amazon. Yes, I did. Thank you so much. That was so thoughtful. And I actually responded on the Amazon. Whenever people send gifts on the wish list, I'll respond on the little tag that it gives me, but there's no way for me to then continue the interaction. So I never know if people got it. But I read your last name and then remembered your homestead name and caught up to that. So my favorite part of the Shindig, we'll get to that in just a second. I guess we can go ahead and talk about that now. We sold quite a few shirts, and then of course the shirts are uploaded on Teespring now, and we will talk about that in a little while. We haven't decided yet if we're gonna just direct ship shirts from us, or if people are just gonna order on Teespring, and we're gonna hang on to what we have printed to sell at events and stuff.
Like at the Baker Creek thing.
Yeah, like where we go speak. So let's talk about the Shindig. Let's do it.
Consider it already been done. It's done.
It's been done.
So for those of you that don't know, yesterday was our big meetup that we hosted with VW Family Farms here in Central Arkansas. I don't know if you can tell, but my voice is kind of shot. It's sounding better today than it was last night. I sounded like a frog last night. But that was from talking to so many people yesterday, and my face hurt. So the final number of attendance, well, those things are kind of hard to really, really track because, people come in from other doors or they don't sign in. They come in at once, kids, all that stuff. The number of names that we had written down on the registration sheet was 690. And, we assume it was probably a little more than that didn't sign in. I know I didn't sign in. So I'm sure there were people there that didn't sign in. So, or their kid, they didn't write their kids down or whatever like that. So 690 apps that actually registered when they got there. So it was a really big event. Just kind of assuming a little bit more than that, there were probably at least 800 people there at the peak. So we learned some things. We actually talked a little bit with the Vincents yesterday.
Very briefly, we're gonna have another sit down IHOP breakfast.
I got to go to Washington this week, and so
probably
we're gonna,
in May actually, because April is just crazy.
Hey, Lauren. So we're gonna sit down and talk and kind of debrief and share what we feel like. We already talked about some things that we definitely want to do differently with some more structure and some different things, but I think it is safe to say that we will.
Are we committing to this right now?
Yeah, I'm prepared to commit to it. So we're
definitely going to make it an annual thing.
An annual shindig. We'll do it again next.
We got a lot of ideas to improve on it next year. But not only was just the attendance good, we had some awesome vendors. Honestly, we had more vendors than we could fit in the building. We
actually started turning down vendors towards the end.
Right. So we had almost 30 vendors, then plus us, Big Bear Homestead, and VW Family Farms. So that was really cool. It was a lot of cool stuff, a lot of plants getting sold, hand crafts and things like that.
Thank you, Travis.
Actually, Kira, I did try the bread that day. I went out to the food truck and got the Gouda mac and cheese and literally ate it with the bread that day. It was delicious.
Did you save any for me?
Yeah, I did.
So, a table full of woods. Thank you. He said your parking lot guy is ready for the next year.
Who's the parking lot guy? I was so completely.
He was.
Coffee guy,
They
right?
table full. They
Help
were helping
parking
people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the coffee truck guy, he was like, he loved it, even though his coffee machine blew up and he didn't get to provide coffee for most of the shindig, but he said it was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. So we're going to do it again next year. Obviously, we don't have to worry about the details of that right now, but we will probably nail down the date before too long. We'll plan the date a year out, and it's going to be at the same place. However, we are going to expand it next year just a little bit. So it'll be cool. We'll talk about that later. I want to talk to you guys right now. For those of you who are just joining us, here we have Ethan, and Sarah, and this sweet little dumpling. Come here. You want to come say hi? You want to come say hi to everybody? Look at that face. Look at that face. You say hi? He's like, you're so sweet. So sweet. He's like,
you're not my mom.
And so 180 degrees from average. They're here. What a cute little nugget. And here is Natalie from Hey, It's a Good Life. So they've been staying
Hipster
here.
sister from another mister.
Yeah, our hipster sister from another mister. They've been staying here this weekend. Ethan and Sarah brought their camper down and are, staying in our driveway for a little while. And Big Bear Homestead left this morning. They had to head back to Georgia. And Daniel left here about
just a little bit ago.
20 minutes ago or something like that. So, hello, Goldshaw Farm.
Homestead's on.
Did you send that picture to Morgan last night?
Oh, I did.
What picture?
I'll send it to you.
I came out when I came home and put on comfy clothes. I put on my Goldshaw Farm t-shirt.
I'll send
Ethan
Morgan
took a picture of me, probably looking like incredibly. I was so tired. I probably just looked half asleep.
It was great.
I know, and then I was thinking,
I'll send it to Morgan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
Morgan. We want to wear your cool t-shirt.
Travis, thank you so much for that. So Travis proposed to his girlfriend. She comments a lot on here, Red Panda Ann, and they were both vendors at the Shindig yesterday, and he came up to me at the beginning of the Shindig, and introduced himself. And I said, "Are you having a good day?" And he said, "Well, I'm hoping today's a good day." And he shows me that he had a ring burning a hole in his pocket, and they were vending next door to each other. And he said, "I really just want it to be special." Well, we got to talking, and so he said, "Hey, could you record this?" And I was like, "Yes, absolutely." So I actually went back and started talking, and I was kind of like overtly holding my camera on record. And then like he kind of like nodded at me, and then he went down on one knee to her, and she just lost it. I was crying. We were all crying. Everybody's clapping. It was really cool.
Crying from far away.
Yeah, so beautiful. So it was really awesome. It was a really special thing to get to witness. So I appreciate you guys sharing that with me. Her ring was gorgeous. Oh, there's Horticulture Geek. He was sitting right there. Ray was sitting right there watching. So it was really good. Ray, thank you so much for everything you did. Y'all, if you're not following Horticulture Geek, go give him a follow. He worked so hard on the shindig, and he sat at that table checking people in. I mean, all 690 of them, I think. I mean, just totally handled all of that, and we are so appreciative.
We did not actually sit down at Two Families Homestead Live and talk.
I know, we didn't.
I was just space.
Too much going
No,
on.
I know. I kept thinking, I'm going to get back over here, and then somebody else would grab me, and then pictures, and then all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really even eat very much. At one point, I had to run, duck my head and run just so I could go to the bathroom. But it was awesome. I survived the Shindig shirt. So, Xavier, that's funny. Yes, Tammy here. You do see milk glass. Isn't that beautiful? It's my favorite. This is my favorite teacup. Like iced tea, sweet tea. Sarah had to take a selfie in the kitchen drinking sweet tea earlier. Since
I'm going to Instagram that later.
Yeah, since when in the South. Do you guys have any questions for these folks behind us? Definitely. Okay, here's one. Northern Ohio Homestead said 180 degrees. How's the house going?
The house is coming.
We got to get our update. Number
We
4
do.
out.
We have to get our
We've been
Series
busy
4
trying to get it
update.
here.
But we did, in fact, move out of our house on the 3rd.
Yep.
So what we're doing and how far we got along and all that, we're going to be doing that in our next episode, which hopefully I'll get out in the next day or two.
Awesome. Someone asked, when will the shirts be up on Big Cartel? They actually won't be up on Big Cartel. They are currently up on Teespring. If one of my moderators wouldn't mind going ahead and throwing a link up to our Teespring, and we actually have a coupon code going this weekend. We're going to extend that out until Tuesday. Because I meant to put a vlog up this weekend. It just wasn't able to. And so we're going to extend that out till Tuesday so we can actually share that coupon code with our friends on our vlog. And it's Shindig, right?
Yeah,
Shindig. All one word. SHINDIG gives you 10% off.
Hi, Gail.
So,
Nancy said it was 60 degrees at home today.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so definitely check those out. Oh, my friend KK just posted me and said they're watching. Hey guys, hey KK, hey Sarah. Oh no, it's not Sarah. Oh, it's the little Charlie. He's so cute. Watching with his daddy. So Keto Country Homestead said, hey Ethan and Sarah.
Hey. It was nice meeting you.
He's asleep on the couch.
Okay, guys, y'all want a live show exclusive announcement? So Keto Country Homestead came, and I got to meet them in person, which was really awesome. We've been friends on Instagram for a while now. Hold on one second. So we've been friends on Instagram for a while now, and talked back and forth. And so it was really nice. It's so nice when you get to meet your friends that you've been friends with online in person. Why don't you like Toby?
Yes.
And
Sit in my chair.
so they brought something and brought it into our backyard. And I thought, oh man, they were vending these somethings, and they brought them over. And I knew when that happened that we were done for. And so this is Gabe. This is Jeremiah's new dog.
Our new dog.
With the Jeremiah.
Yeah, good job, Toby. Way to correct mom.
That we got from
That's the only time I'll say that.
Keto Country Homestead. So we are super excited. If somebody will throw up a link to their channel on here, I would appreciate it. I'm gonna formally introduce Gabe in the vlog later this week, but you get to see him just a little bit early.
So cute.
So cute.
Can I get Gabe now?
Yep, you can take Gabe.
Go sit back on the couch
Okay.
and go back to sleep.
So Gabe, Jeremiah got because of something else that is coming in the future that we're not going to talk about tonight.
Oh, you're going to be playing the cat and mouse game now, huh? Okay, it's not just me. Cool, I like it. It's new for Jessica.
So y'all have to wait on that. That'll
And
be
it's
able-
bigger than the greenhouse.
Yes. A new thing that is coming that is bigger than the greenhouse. It's a bigger deal than that. But you're going to have to wait until some things are nailed down. But Gabe is a Great Pyrenees. I said I would not get another livestock guardian dog. I still am honestly dealing with a little bit of fear in getting him because we had the best dog
We can
ever.
debunk this right now. We're not having another baby.
We're not having another baby. If you guys, I've told you saying that I'm pregnant, it is going to come with like fear and trembling of the miraculous wonders of God because I don't have fallopian tubes. So there's that. So definitely will not be a mild announcement if that ever happens. So yeah, definitely. Thank you, Stivers, for throwing that up there. So Keto Country Homestead, they've got a cool channel and we had a really good time hanging out with them this weekend and getting to know them. So on to the next subject, which we're not going to be talking about some other things. So, Loma Acres, I'm not tying God's hands. He can do what he wants to. I believe that God can do miraculous things. I'm just saying, if I'm ever announcing a pregnancy, it's going to be with some like hooping and hollering because it would be an
Abraham level
actual
miracle.
creative miracle because that's what it's going to take. So, I'm really looking forward to raising Gabe up. We're gonna actually probably, I don't know. I'm gonna be doing a lot of research on training livestock guardians and also working with dogs to keep them home from the beginning. If you have any information on that, please send it to me. Please.
So one of the issues is, kind of around the time that was before we really got on YouTube, like a lot, like before we were really posting regularly, we had a livestock guardian dog named Dakota, and he was just turned 2, and he started doing his whole roaming thing, which is actually a known issue with Pyrenees and Anatolian Shepherds and things like that. And so we also read that you could, when you get them fixed, because we also weren't wanting to breed them, that would help. And we had scheduled his appointment, and we got a knock on the door at like 5:30 in the morning that someone had hit him and left. And I had to go out and take care of burying him and telling the kids. And we didn't have any dogs for a minute because that was just really hard.
He was a really good dog. And so I just couldn't. I didn't want to get another livestock guardian. I don't want to risk that. But given the coming thing, Jeremiah, when Keto Country came and they had the puppies, they brought him and Toby fell in love. Dakota was really like Toby's dog, and Toby like fell in love and was really wanting them. And then I don't know, we went to the Shindig. There was one puppy left. And Jeremiah was talking to Keto Country Homestead, and they were like, this one, I guess people didn't want him because he was going to be all white, and Dakota was all white. And Jeremiah's like, well, that's what I would want. And so he ended up saying, I want him. And he came to me.
I actually prayed about it.
I know you did. And honestly, he's going to be a good dog. He's already he goes potty every time you take him outside. He's making eye contact. He's super sweet. He's great with the kids. He's a sweet little baby. So he was sitting in my lap this morning, and he's just so wee.
He won't be so wee for very long.
No, he won't be wee for long. But Nunda said she's sitting there with Jason and Robin's new puppy. Jason and Robin from Big Bear Homestead also got one of the puppies too, and so we had puppy brothers
That'd be
here.
cool. To watch them grow up together.
Yeah, and so but Gabe was sitting in my lap, and I don't know, just the shape of him. It just reminded me so much of Dakota, and I was like, okay, God, just give me the bravery to do this. So Yoda Girly said, I wonder what they're going to name their alpacas. Well, we'll see, guys. We'll see what we're going to do and what we're going to share. And if it's alpacas, I'm not going to say yes or no to that. But I am going to say that it will be worth the wait to see what is happening on this farm.
What's happening?
We're not talking about it.
I know, that's right. We're not.
Jacqueline Freeman. So, okay. Do you have any questions for our guests? Do I hear some mooing in your future? No idea. I don't know what you're talking about.
Still
No answers.
Your kids or your
Big
dog?
Bear. Big Bear said our eyes cried for.
our friends live in Peaches Guy House.
Yeah, man, this has been a hard few days saying bye to our friends. That is a really hard thing when your friends live all over the place.
Yeah, I know.
Gail, Dagny is better today. Much better.
Yes, Dagny is feeling better today.
Natalie's staying until tomorrow night, I think.
Yep. Y'all, JoJo came out to the garden earlier, Ethan and Sarah's daughter, younger daughter, and we were there, and she put her hands on her hips, and she said, Benjamin is not being Have. Oh, goodness.
I said that was my spot, and he said no. I was like, really? Did he say please? Did you say please? And she goes, well, no. I said, well, then I'll talk with him. Okay. And then she was talking to herself all the way back to the stage.
I bet she was.
She was explaining to herself why she was right.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually.
Were we able to take care of the coyotes? We didn't catch anything.
Okay, so Jason actually went around and walked that long part of that fence line in between the properties and our woods and found no real signs of coyote activity.
So you think that was just like
So he didn't even set traps. He said he's like, without seeing any kind of signs of activity, the chances of them coming through in a couple of days was slim to none.
So you think that was just like
I think we didn't have time for this trip. It was just too much going on to really do it. I'm going to get some traps. I'm going to purchase some traps from him, and he's going to teach me how to set them myself. And I'll probably set them and let them stay out longer to see what we can find. But I feel more safe.
What have we been hearing?
Yeah, do you have like some coyote wolf mixes?
Yeah,
Because
there's
you don't have
something
wolves.
No, there's coyotes.
There's coyotes, but we were
heard
just
something
going
howling that
doesn't
wasn't
sound
a
definitely
coyote.
not
It sounded like a wolf.
Yeah, and we've got both around our place. So.
Well, I was actually talking to Jason about that, and there's been a lot of coyote red wolf mixes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's real common
Yeah,
in
because
this
they
area.
sounded like, coyotes sound like jackal.
Right,
Have that cackly. This wasn't that. I feel like that was a good impersonation.
Sounds like Squidward trying to get a dog.
Yeah.
When are y'all going back? Are y'all sharing your plan?
Yeah, we do have a plan, and we might as well answer it, right?
Well, the reason why we're here is obviously because we're here with friends, but because it's cold.
Yeah, it's cold still in Minnesota.
Frigid North. They threw in his towel on the Frigid North for a little while.
So they came down to King's Landing.
Exactly, yeah.
Which actually, funny story, some people showed up for the barbecue, and one of them was like, King Maya. I was like, no. That's not how this goes.
You did this one, huh?
Yeah.
No, we looked at the forecast today, and Thursday night at home, the expected low is only 13 degrees. So it is
only
significantly warmer here than at home.
Only 13 degrees.
I know Ethan was today, he's like telling Sarah, he was like, man, we could really be getting a lot done right now. And she was like, yeah, if our house was here where it's warm. But the weather is nice here, you might feel motivated. But if we go home, it's still freezing cold. So
what's our plan?
What is our plan? Our plan is to stay down here for basically a couple weeks and then head back and keep working on the house. So that's our current plan.
So I think we're going to tool around the south a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah, we're gonna we're gonna be tooling around a bit. I think we're probably gonna go over and see Ben and Meg Holler sometime and spend a little time with them, and then come back through this way. So we're just gonna kind of be a little bit lazy. We've been pushing it really quite hard, and so we're gonna take a couple weeks here to just breathe a little bit.
Yeah, I wasn't going to talk to him about it, but that's we can talk about it, Dan. So we started this group after helping Hardiness Approach called the Homestead Helpers or something. I have to go look at what it's called. Anyways, after the show of support that we all had for going and helping those people in need, and Jim and Renda and helping get their house done, we wanted to continue that because of the community, because of being able to help people. And things like that. So we started a group that is essentially put together to help people like on homesteads when they need it. Like yeah, we just started it. It was Dan and Meg from Holler Homestead and Dan from Pure Hearts Homestead. And so we're doing this thing where, we're figuring out all this stuff. But essentially, we want to be able to have people apply for help if they need it, and we'll set a team together that's close, and they'll show up for a day or however long we feel like, it'll be case by case, and we'll come out and help get some stuff done. And what Dan was saying is he wants to put a team together to come up to Minnesota and help get your house finished. And so we're working on that right now.
Did you say up to my house?
Yeah, we're coming up to Minnesota to help finish your guys' house.
He literally just like.
Yeah, it's serious.
What?
Yeah, it's Dan's idea, so if he drives, I'll ride.
Oh man!
All right, well, I'm not going to turn down the help.
I
I was sitting here looking at comments, and then I heard, "Go to your house in Minnesota." And
he goes.
I didn't see this comment. Where is this comment? Who was it?
That's really cool.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
Somebody asked if I proved my homesteading skill. And to
I
that,
haven't done much homesteading.
well, let me just be honest. Just being around me, your homesteading skills go up. Does that make sense?
And your intuition for humility.
You also
and
get
the
a
right
little
situation.
twinge of pride. You get a little sprinkle
Well, I
of
think what I got
confidence.
most charged up by your presence is full blown heckling mode. You've passed that on.
Yeah, that's your sister from another mister.
Okay,
Yeah,
but my
you can
story
play
to
it.
answer that question, Rose, who asked it, is that I love sweet little Gabe. Sweet little.
What did you laugh at? What do you?
I wasn't gonna tell it. I was gonna.
Should I not?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't want to bust you out like that.
Sweet little Gabe. I didn't really know. I thought he was thirsty. We thought maybe he was hot. So Daniel.
Oh, the stuff that she did. Yeah, she's hardcore. Wow.
So Daniel and I drove back from the Shindig, and the car was full of plants. And so basically everything was up in the front with me, including the dog, because they went to go get pizza. And they're like, here you go. Like, you guys get to drive home with the dog. And so I was like, okay. I'm like, man, he seems thirsty. Daniel's like, yeah, he seems thirsty. So like, I'm going to go get him water. I'm like, okay. And I like answer Marco Polo really fast. And as I'm looking away, in the 10 seconds that I look down at my phone and start responding, homeboy Gabriel makes his way over to Daniel's seat. And then all of a sudden, let's just say I smelt it before I saw it. And I look over, and there's this little gooey dog turd. And Daniel and I had talked about it before we left. I thought, I hope he doesn't have to go to the bathroom. He's like, that would really stink.
Just
if that
pouring down
happened
rain.
in my car. And he walks away, and what do you think happened? It happened. And so he comes back. I go, Daniel, I had one job. I failed, but I'm going to make it up to you right now, buddy. And I went in. He's like, no. And he's like, you are not going to do that right now. I was like, yes, I am. And I just scooped that up with my bare hand. And he said that I got some serious
That's
homesteading
homesteading skills right there.
Daniel then calls me and said, your dog just deuced in my car seat and Natalie picked it up with her bare hands. Oh my God, I gotta go. It's pouring down rain in my car. And then hangs up. And I'm just,
It was
What?
What's more is that Gabe decided to step in it. So then Gabe got an impromptu bath at the Shindig place. Bless his heart. Bless him, Lord. Bless him.
Natalie's learning some southern lingo for me, like from me, like bless them,
Bless him.
and then bless his heart. So,
Actually, someone was saying something about coming and helping them in Arizona or Mexico and go help hunt elk. And I was like, me and Ethan are actually been loosely planning a hunting trip with the other guys and stuff. Like, I don't really get to do that kind of stuff much. And honestly, have not had just a whole lot of friends who would go do something like that. And so this is like months ago, we started saying like we would totally do that.
Go out
So
to the desert?
go out to just go man trip and go hunt something.
man trip.
Man trip.
For the
Tommy was
bros.
just saying-
What's that?
Tommy was just saying, he's like,
Yeah,
"Come
whatever.
man
I don't
time.
care.
Send him on a man trip. with you
Send them on a man
Behind
trip.
me.
Hey, go with my friends from the internet.
Lone
on a man trip. go with my friends from the internet to go kill some stuff in the desert. That's his introduction.
Hey, Lone Star Living asked a while ago, and I've had this sitting on it. I just lost it. They said, when is the Natalie Daniel duet album coming out?
Oh, I would be so
They
honored.
did so good singing. We did lots of music this weekend.
Guys, my throat, I've never had this like pain here, but I have not sang this much in a long time. And it is such an honor to sing with Daniel, who's such an inspiration and such an amazing soul. But we sang so much together. And I love the Lord, I really do.
Hey, take
But
him out
I
there with all the
also
kids,
really
okay?
love 90s rock. And
Yeah.
it will
Go
always
get Cody.
be my
You
favorite
got him?
memory when he starts breaking
Okay,
out
don't drop
Third
your
Eye
banana,
Blind
okay?
Friday night. I just lost it. It was so
That was
good.
really fun. So, C-Dub, thank you so much for your videos. You've inspired me to get going on my own raised bed for tomatoes, peppers, peas, and cukes. Are you going to VidCon? Thank you for the super chat. I am not planning on going to VidCon, at least not this year. We have so much that we are committed to, and honestly, after
What is VidCon?
it's the big, like, it's like a YouTube convention.
Oh, okay.
I just, not this year. I would like to go eventually. I actually went and looked at it. I looked at it online and like considered going, but I don't see a lot of presence from our niche there. And I don't know. I just thought probably not this year. Just didn't feel right. So
Good. Doug and Stacey said VidCon
VidCon
is for
for
screaming
screaming
teenagers. Yeah, I don't think
Yes,
that's not
I think-
that's not my jam.
yeah, that's kind of the feel that I got on a lot of it. It seemed like it was for a lot younger people than us that were doing more of the other kind of music.
More
So-
like getting paid a bunch of money to smash iPhones. What happened? Breathe. It's okay. Take a deep breath.
Are your travels
Okay.
done? Time for
Asher
some
took the
homesteading.
puppy and where?
In his room.
Okay. Asher, let him hang out with the puppy too, okay?
So someone asked if my travels are over. No, they're not. This week, sorry, we're having a reminder that we have a bunch of kids. Well, there's a lot of kids in this house right now. 9 actually. So no, I'm going to Washington this week. So is Natalie. We're going to Washington on Thursday up to the Elliott Homestead. Shay Elliott is my doTERRA upline, and we are going up there for like a mastermind for our team and spending the weekend. And I'm actually going to do some vlogging from Shay's beautiful, beautiful garden. I messaged her and was like, would you mind if I did this? Because she has an absolutely gorgeous garden and greenhouse. So I figured I would do a video with her while we're up there. It's a really beautiful place. And I'm sure we're going to have a good weekend. So I'm getting lots of time with Natalie this week, which is really awesome. I am ready to get into the garden, but it's almost time. Daniel actually planted my first 2 tomato plants of the year to go into my garden before he left. I'm not planning anything else until after I get back, but I wanted him to get an opportunity to plant the tomatoes because that's a thing we usually do, and he's not going to be here with me this year. So, yeah. Ann and Andy's homestead. You don't know how I keep up with everything. A lot of things don't get kept up with very well in seasons like this, to be entirely honest. It is what it is. This has been an incredibly busy couple of weeks. This is not normal, and obviously it's not something that's sustainable. But once we get back from that, we do have a wedding to attend, and then we are going to Baker Creek for one night for the planting festival. We'll be there for 2 days, I guess 2 nights, and then I'm home for the summer. So
Gold shot. 9 kids. I don't even think I know 9 kids. Oh man.
Probably a true statement too.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, okay, check. Don't have him ever babysit.
You'd be like, y'all want to have like lightsaber
Yeah, they'll
battle?
say like, this is
Go
Uncle
chase some
Morgan.
ducks.
Like you get 2 hours with him, and then we have to check to make sure you're still okay.
I think our mistake was separating them young kids and big kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was Jackson's idea, so it'll be all right.
I think that if Morgan were to watch the kids, I would be more concerned for Morgan than I would the kids.
Oh yeah, they'd totally be using reverse psychology. I mean, honestly, he'd be like draining his bank account, giving him candy. Like, isn't this normal? Isn't this what you're supposed to do? Whatever they ask for, if they say please.
So we really want y'all's feedback on the Shindig. We would really love to hear like what you guys liked. It doesn't have to be in this video, like, but if maybe we could make a comment. How about this, Lauren? I know you're on here. Would you please like make a feedback thread on our Friends of Roots and Refuge Farm page, and post the link here to that thread? Maybe that would be a good way to funnel that feedback all into one place. I would really love to hear that, like what you thought, what you enjoyed, kind of as we talk about the development. If you took photos, if you would post them, I would love to be tagged in them. I would love to see the photos of it. I just really want to see everything. Actually, the Stivers are releasing their video of the Shindig tonight. So
See you, Big
like
Bear.
as soon as we're done here, Big Bear.
We're about to go eat food. Also, someone was saying that Doug was asking if we're coming up in August.
I'm not sure, Doug. We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, slide into our DMs. Isn't that what they say, the young guys? Isn't that what VidCon says? Just slide into the DMs.
Oh my God. We have a
Doug's
thing.
like, I don't know. What that
Linda, Missouri. All right. Well, yeah, we'll message you and talk about it. We have one thing in August. As long as it doesn't contradict with those dates, we can definitely talk about that.
means. That sounds creepy.
Yeah, it
That's
does.
what Doug said. He said that
Definitely.
sounds
That's
creepy.
what the kids are saying these days.
Yeah, I can see Doug with a cane saying something like that. That sounds creepy.
Well, it's about as rude as you saying slide into DMs.
That is.
So
It's the same
Jeremiah's
thing.
brother met his wife because she slid into his DM and said, Snapchat or nah. And they're the cutest couple. They're super happy. But when we found that out, you better believe there was some ruckus around the table. And now occasionally whenever she's like being really serious, all of, Jeremiah's, there are 6 boys and one of them will just be like Snapchat or nah. That will never die. Keto Country Homestead, you released your video yesterday. I'll definitely have to go check that out. I wonder if I should do like a
playlist
or something of everybody's Shindig videos. I would love to be able to see all of them.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you post a video of the Shindig, please send me a link so that I can make sure. and
Okay,
see
my favorite part of the Shindig. I've actually been waiting to share this, and I hope she's on here because it would be awesome. Let me get this straight. All right. So I was a youth pastor. The current youth pastor at the time had gotten fired. I stepped in as one of the youth leaders and kind of took over and really just poured myself out to as many kids as I could. And there was just a couple that stood out that we really heavily invested in. One of them was named Roland, and he had like piercings in his lips, full goth, black hair, like just dressed out of Hot Topic like all the time. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, my first interaction was breaking up him and his girlfriend kissing during worship. and that's where it started, right?
Thank you, Candace.
And I love this kid. I really did. I mean,
He
for
was
years,
one of Jeremiah's favorite.
just
like,
invested
he was
and
really
invested and
close to
invested
it.
and invested. So when it came time for us to transition out, I just kind of lost contact with a lot of them.
Well, they were all graduated.
And they were all graduated also. So like I kind of like
Kinda
saw
going
everyone
up to
through, and then I kind of like got transitioned out. So I'm sitting at the t-shirt table, and I look up, and Roland is standing in front of me. He's got 3 kids
He's
and
grown
married.
up.
He's grown up with
Looks
like
great.
facial hair, like no piercings, like just looks like just so matured, right? And I'm like, holy cow, Roland! Like I'm hugging him, getting his story, and get this, he's standing there. He goes, and like his wife is just standing there, like fangirl goo goo eyed, like look at. I'm like, okay, I can kind of assume what's happening here. He's like, yeah, man. So we start talking, and I was like, Jessica's gonna freaking squeal when she noticed, like when she realized she was being
I took me a second. I didn't recognize
right, because
him.
he
I
looked
haven't
completely
seen him
different. He
since
has
was
red hair,
18.
like he's like a ginger. And in youth, he was black because he would always dye all of his hair black. So it was really, it took a minute to realize it. But essentially, what happened is, and honestly, when she turned around, she squealed. And when she realized who it was, she's like, "Whoa!"
It took me a second. Like I looked at him, and I'm like, like just it took a second for my memory to go back and register that somebody I hadn't seen in so many years.
Okay, so she's like, she comes in one day and she goes, I love this channel. You need to come check out this YouTube channel. His wife did, right? And he comes in there and looks and sees us on the TV, and he goes, oh yeah, I know them. She's like, you're a liar. He's like, no, seriously, they were my youth leaders. She's like, whatever. And then she gets to the shindig, and I'm like, Roland. She's like standing there like, oh my goodness. And then Jessica squeals, and then we're like shaking him. We're like, hey, we'll have you out to the farm. And she's like melting. Like, her kids are so cute.
They're
like,
so cute.
Their little boy grabs Jessica's leg, and he goes, I love your video. Like, that was my favorite part of the shindig. Like, that was so long ago, but to have that, like, what was invested, like, just to see it come forth in maturity and with his family. Because, I mean, we were a blended family at the time. So, like, everyone knew that I was, like, had stepkids and was, like, doing that thing. To see that carry over into something like that, it was just really rewarding for me. That was my favorite encounter at the shindig. I love getting to meet everybody, but that, for me, was just really cool.
Very rewarding, to see that. It was cool. I think my favorite moment of the whole shindig was Daryl and Sherry from Family Homestead, who did an incredible job. They live cast the best they could with the internet, which wasn't great, but they set up their whole setup, which is incredible. So thankful for them. They're so precious to this community. And they called us up on the stage. And this was probably, I don't know, like 10:30 or so in the morning. And I think it was probably about the time the attendance peaked. So the place was just slam full. And they called us up to give us like a plaque that they made with the Vincents and Jeremiah and I, and gave us these plaques about the shindig and our channel logos and stuff like that. And when I was standing up there and I was looking out and I saw all the people, this is one of those things.
Here we go.
Okay, I'm not going to cry. I really am not going to cry.
Lauren's already crying.
Lauren's crying?
Yeah, of course she is. She cries first, and then everyone else comes.
If you cry, she's gonna cry.
Yeah,
if she cries, Sarah's kind of sympathetic.
I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I
Okay.
cried a lot yesterday. I think I'll...
I'm a support
Okay,
crier.
so how many subscribers do we have right now?
Almost 130.
I haven't looked at it this weekend.
We're about 500 short of 130,000.
So we're right at 130,000. Okay, so that's a lot of people. And that number has been steadily growing over the course of the last year. And I talk to you guys and I email with you guys and I see your pictures and I get your letters and all of this stuff. But the actual mass of 130,000 individual people and accounts clicking a button and choosing us in whatever regard they did, I don't think that ever really was real to me. Because you got to understand, from my perspective, the mass amount of being a YouTuber is me alone with a camera or me at my computer. And so a huge amount of this job is very solitary. And then a lot of it is digital interaction. And there was this moment where I stood up on the stage and I was looking out at everybody, and the actual magnitude of where God has placed us and the preciousness of this community, it hit me like a ton of bricks, guys. I started crying on the stage. I was trying to get off the stage as fast as possible because I could just feel it. You know how like the waves start coming just a little bit and you know you're about to lose your crap in front of all of those people. And I'm just like, and I kept telling Jeremiah, like, I'm covering my face up. And every time I would look at everybody, it would just hit me again. I'd be like, no. I got to get down. I got to get away from here. So I got back and I went back to the booth. And my brother-in-law was there. Maya's older brother was there and his wife, and they were helping us run our stuff. And he turned around and he looked at me and he went, oh, like, and I just saw it hit him, like the compassion, because he could see that I was just getting so overwhelmed with emotion. And he came around and put his arms around me, and I just fell apart. Like the weight of this community, I think I really realized it for the first time after that. So, yes, that was so sweet whenever Emma came up and gave me a hug.
Yeah, but you guys should have came up and talked to us. They said, we didn't come up to you because you guys look so busy. I got up on stage and said, listen, heifers, okay, the whole point of the shindig was to meet you and hang out. You're supposed to come up and talk to us. That was the point. Now I got to hunt you down where you live. Road tripping.
That was really sweet that y'all done a good job with her, that she was so compassionate.
Oh, man, we just got
so
many
it was just
gifts
the whole time. I just kept
testimonies.
crying. The people who came up and shared their testimonies, the
Oh,
people who
man.
came up and showed me pictures of their gardens and talked about their gardens. And I don't know, like things like that. When I actually get to meet you guys in the flesh, I love it so much. And I really think God's given me a lot of grace for it, because as somebody who has I am very introverted. But I mean, honestly, yesterday, when we were done, like the Stivers came over, Lone Star Living came over, and like just a few of our friends were over here before they left. And I just wanted to like just stay with them a little longer. And that's so not who I am. I've never been that person in my entire life. I've never wanted to be around people the way I have in recent times. I am going to sleep and lay in bed quite a bit this week, but definitely.
Yeah, and Single Dad Homestead came in all the way from North Carolina.
He's a really cool guy.
Right,
is
to
so
North Carolina
cool.
or Tennessee?
I really enjoyed him a lot.
It's in that area.
And
he was awesome.
Liked him.
Also a fellow Marine.
I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm. I think he was
really
before. I think he
liked-
was before me. I don't know if he's on here or not, but
I don't know that. If
I
he
know.
is or
I think
not.
he was in the Marine Corps before I was in.
I really, really liked him. He is
And honestly, he was like, "Yeah, this is the only event we were able to do this whole year, and this is the one he chose to come to." And I was like, I almost cried.
He
Yeah.
saw me come in from across the way in the parking lot, and he yells out, "The Ethan!"
It's so fun.
Xavier,
And,
that's so good.
And his little daughter just loved Ben.
Do you have something?
Yeah, I would just like to say thank you
Oh,
to his sweet daughter.
Oh, you have it still?
I thought
Nice. Yeah, we got 3.
Yeah,
Okay,
look
trying to one up me.
Okay, I'm
you
sorry.
want to
Okay,
hear?
we only have a couple.
Mine's better. I just needed one to get all the love. She had to draw you multiple. Anyways, thank you. I cherish this so much. I love highlighting other artists. I know it takes a lot of courage to give somebody your artwork. So
Yes.
I just want to say, well done. I love it. It's in my
Yes.
pocket for
Yeah.
forever.
She's a sweet girl, and I don't know, one of my favorite moments. How many favorite
Oh,
moments
wow.
can we have?
All of
Read that
them.
one from Red Panda Inn.
Wow, that was really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite moments was whenever he was sitting up at the front. It was kind of at the end. Everything was winding down, and Daniel and Natalie had gotten back up to sing, and he was sitting there with his baby girl in his lap, Elin, and she fell asleep while he was holding her, and she's just like wrapped up in his arms, and he was just swaying back and forth while Daniel was leading worship, and it was just a really sweet moment. And I don't know, I grabbed a little video of that, so it was.
He is
really
from
good.
Tennessee, so it's gotta be.
Tennessee.
It's on the North Carolina side of Tennessee,
Yeah, he's just real close.
real close to Asheville. That's what I thought. Okay.
Like 8 hours.
No, like less than an hour.
No, 8 hours from here. Yeah, that's
Oh
probably
yeah,
what it
yeah,
is,
yeah.
'cause
yeah.
Knoxville
But
is
I'm
8
just
hours
saying,
from
like,
there.
it's close to North Carolina. I knew that.
A whole day's worth of work driving out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, and with a little girl too. Like, I mean, they probably had to do some stopping. So
Who's Nancy Cowan wants everyone to subscribe to 180 Degrees from Average.
Oh, thank you,
A
Nancy.
bit of
Oh,
Minnesota
thanks, Nancy.
loveliness.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Oh man,
Minnesota's representing.
Cindy
Homestead in the
Lopez.
Highlands.
How were you saying Homestead in the
I
Highlands?
just wanted to
So
say
sorry.
hi because I love her.
She said that the
I'll
thing she
probably
didn't
cry.
like about the shindig was that it was so far
Too
away
far
from
away.
Who didn't
her.
like it?
Homestead in the Highlands.
Oh, Homestead
I
in the
said, what
Highlands.
did you not like about the shindig?
She's like,
She said
"It's
that it
so
was so far away
far
from
away."
me.
She's in
You
Scotland.
need to have Shindig.
Also, it
Central
was
and then
I
Shindig
kind of
West.
fangirled a little bit when we were I got to hang out with the Stivers Homestead because they're good people and I'm a big fan of their stuff. I'm being honest, like I really am a big fan. Like
Yeah.
Zach, honestly, he doesn't know this, but last night when we were singing those country songs, I heard him sing a little bit. And I'll be honest, like it sounded very similar to a Josh Turner kind of voice. He's got that low country, you know what I'm talking about? He's in here. Yep. Now I know why he got Jen. Hey, baby. You know what I'm saying? Where like the table rumbles a little bit. He's got that deep voice.
Was it that or was it some boo boo oil?
May have been. So yeah, we're also starting a men's oil company, and we're gonna just name everything based off of what we feel like.
Okay, so Robin was here this weekend staying at the house. Natalie's here. We're all essential oil people. And so, of course, like everybody in the house is just like oiled up for everything. And Jeremiah and Jason were talking about making their own line of labels for the essential oils.
Yeah, because they're a little confusing.
Like
you know
On
what I'm saying?
Guard.
Like, which one is that again?
On Guard is
Kill Germs.
Kill Germs.
Yeah, Kill Germs. So, like, if you have thieves or On Guard, it's basically Kill Germs. So
Passion.
just,
The passion oil. Or ylang.
Ylang Ylang is called Boom Boom Oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the couple others?
You also call it country
We were gonna
rock.
call it.
Oh, like Breathe again, or anything with eucalyptus is like, not
Stop.
stuffy. Can I get some of that not stuffy? Yeah, that's it. Not stuffy.
Oh my
We're
god.
gonna call it man oil.
Oregano is actually spaghetti. Yeah, okay, give that spaghetti. Give me that spaghetti oil. You know what I mean?
Don't touch the spaghetti.
I think it'd do well. I really do. I think that's a good idea. I'll just have to buy
Oregano
other people's
is
oils and then put new labels on them.
Okay, garden a little. I gotta answer this garden
All
question.
right, garden.
Any
come
tips on managing soil is mainly clay. Gypsum is really good for clay soil. And I suggest you go watch some of Charles Dowding's no dig stuff because he talks a lot about using the no dig method over clay soil. And it over time, I mean, it's going to take a couple of years of doing it, that it has heavily amended his soil to do no dig. So check that out. No dig methods, and gypsum also is good for clay soil. So
Goat kids are doing good. We did not. Okay, so Friday night.
it's all good now.
Yeah, I know it's good now, but Friday night we had all the content creators that emailed us back. So remember, like on a live, I was like, "Hey, if you're a content creator, you're coming to the Shindig, email me." That was because we invited all of them out to the house, had barbecue catered, and hung out. It was really awesome. Had like 80 people at our house. Really a lot of fun. That night, we found out that baby goats can get what's called milk scours because Mayhem has been producing so much milk that she was making them sick. So we actually milked off. How much did you milk off?
Almost a gallon.
Almost a gallon after feeding twins. Like we didn't pull
And
the
she
kids.
wasn't even completely empty.
And she wasn't even empty. So like her production
She's
has
settled
gone
down now,
way
and they
up.
don't have scours at all anymore.
No,
Like,
everyone's doing great now. But I'm just saying, like, we didn't know what the heck was going on because I've never even experienced it. So
Is it because of milk fat?
it's really rich, and it's just too much, and it was letting down so fast that they're overeating. That fore milk is also rich, and so it's called milk scours. It's more common in bottle fed babies because obviously people will more likely overfeed them than a mom would. But with her being so full and having so much milk, I went out and they had just like, it was bad. And so I went and I called my friend Lisa and was like, because she's bottle raised and dam raised a lot of hers. And I said, have you ever heard, she has Sonans who produce like 2 gallons at a time. I was like, have you ever had one of your baby goats get milk scours when they're dam raised? And she was like, yeah, you probably need to milk off. And so I milked her off a few times, a little bit. And I didn't want to completely empty it because I don't want to drive her supply up, but just kind of getting it down a little. And it's evening out now. When I went out there, she wasn't super full earlier. So.
And again, if I didn't get to the invite to you, we apologize. Honestly, there were some people who literally didn't get it. I sent out the last bit of emails. It was just a chaotic week. Again, these are some of the areas we've learned to improve.
Yeah.
We will definitely be doing the same type of event next time for the Shindig, because we just like having people come out and hang out, So love you guys. Sorry if you didn't get to come this time.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. We can't go back in time.
I actually was at the urgent care when that started because I got sick.
Yeah, that's
But
also
I was
true.
better. Everybody who saw me, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you look so tired." I was like, "Well, I kind of have a fever, but I pushed through. It was good. It was worth it." So, yeah, we are definitely going to do a Shindig next year for those of you who are asking that weren't in here earlier. We will be doing it next year, and we'll actually talked a little bit to Baker Creek, and obviously all of this stuff will be nailed down much later down the road, but we're going to do the Shindig bigger next year. With as many people who honored us by coming in from out of town, we want to make it a little more substantial, a little more structured. And what it was intended originally to be just like a quick meetup so we could get together with some people. And so did you ask Ben Benson? Yeah, Southern Blessed Homestead. We said, well, do y'all want to talk about it? And he said, not tomorrow. And I said, yeah, okay, we'll wait a couple weeks and talk about it. But you guys just got home. It was so nice meeting y'all. So yeah, there will be a Shindig 2020. We'll lay out all the details later. We'd love to have your next time, but overall, we love the feel of the community that came together.
Yeah,
that was
cool.
One of the things that people said a lot to us. They said, this just feels so good. Like the community here, the people here, it feels so good. And so we really enjoyed that.
Yeah, there was a seat swap at the Shindig.
There was a seat swap. What was the attendance? What we have recorded is 690, and that's just the people who signed their names in. So
I never signed it.
I never
No,
signed
we
it either.
got signed in as a family.
Oh, did we?
Yes.
Somebody else did?
what was y'all's favorite part?
That sandwich.
The driving? No, I'm joking. The sandwich. She
The
loved.
food truck.
I had that little.
Yeah,
Did
that's-
you guys get to eat from the food truck?
Yeah, I got a full Monty,
Totally
which is
good.
essentially a
I
Monty.
took a
Cristo.
bite of Daniel's. It was pretty good, but I couldn't eat the sandwich because I wasn't feeling good. So I had some mac and cheese, which was also very
You
good.
took a bite of mine.
Oh, I took a bite of yours too.
I think to meet a bunch of different people different viewers and stuff like that was really good just to talk to people, and that was a lot of fun. And I also think meeting the single dad, he's just really I thought, well, this guy's really cool. So he was probably my highlight
You
to
really?
talk with him. Yeah, I really enjoyed
I
him.
really liked him too.
Yeah.
Like I know I think he's on here.
He's on here.
He's on
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
He's just got.
Did he make his goal?
He
Yes,
did.
he did.
Did he?
All right.
Yeah,
good.
he did.
All right.
He
Cool.
hit 1,000.
Yeah, if y'all aren't already following Single Dad Homestead, go give him a follow. Precious man, precious little girl. Man, you just radiate joy. You got so much joy on you. It's really awesome. He's one of those people that you're just around him, and he's just very uplifting to be around. So
Ethan and them were at the Shindig. They actually had one of their daughters get sick, and so they kept having to bounce
Yeah. So
between the house and stuff.
Yeah,
so
he had to,
it didn't quite go as planned, right?
So we missed.
Yeah, we drove a lot, and Sarah had to come back here for the really second half of the day. So it was it didn't go as planned, but we definitely enjoyed being there, and we'll definitely come back because you're doing it again. So.
hey, Natalie, people are asking for your YouTube. Can you share the link?
Me.
Yeah.
A link?
Can you? Or well, let's maybe somebody
Somebody
that's on a
computer.
computer can put a link
Oh, I
up to
can
your
do it.
YouTube. Can y'all share if y'all
Hey,
will?
it's a good life.
Someone will share, hey, it's a good life, and also 180 degrees from average, so you guys can check them out. So, Natalie, your favorite part of the Shindig?
My favorite part of the Shindig was probably just putting faces to names, because it just makes it so much more personal. And I call this community just my little ray of golden sunshine community. And so to just experience that love in person is just so much sweeter. Online is awesome, but in person is just a whole nother level. And just meeting other people who have been so supportive and kind. My Permaculture Garden, Bottorff Homestead, Samson Farms. Lori just tried to prepare me. She's like, have you ever met somebody who likes your channel? Like, you know, a fan? And I was like, I don't have fans. I have some subscribers, but I don't have fans. She's like, okay. And like, some of you guys actually came up to me and said, you know, that different things had impacted you. Conversation for another time is just, you know, being able to speak these things on my channel. That's been a huge personal thing that God has met me with here on this trip. But going back to the Shindig, just, you know, being able to connect with people and hear them say that my channel has impacted them some way in a positive way was just such a blessing, and really encourages me to keep going. So thank you so much for those really kind words, you guys. And on a personal level, like, this whole trip has just like wrecked me. Like, I had like black, like my face was black with mascara earlier because I keep crying.
Single Dad Home, Chris at Single Dad Homestead said, I'm a fan, Nat.
Thank you so much. Single Dad Homestead, I was so happy to meet you in person. My goodness. It was really awesome. But yeah, I mean, God has really met me on this trip, and he's like just wrecked me in the best possible way. And I'm really excited for more music and just more cool things that God has in store. So
Yeah,
we'll
we've
leave it at that.
We've had a really good time. I mean, like, just Natalie actually flew in, and she arrived 4 minutes before me. So our airplanes were on the runway at the same time, and she actually met me right outside the gate. Like, she was behind security because she had just flown in, and which was kind of cool. And just from the moment that she got here, we've had such a good time. And what?
Donna said, you won't be Single Dad Homestead with all the love he's got. Where's that ylang? And, you know, he's got a really epic beard. He's a former Marine. I mean, he's got a lot going for him. Not quite as much as Zach Stivers with that deep, you know, low country, black train voice, but you know, Zach wasn't a Marine and Zach's married, so.
Oh my gosh. He said he wants to run a kid's area.
Yes, there's a lot more structure and follow through. I think we just have a lot of good ideas for next year.
we have,
and you know,
The vendors
we're gonna work it out. The vendors were amazing. Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
They made it this
Yeah.
year. They were so amazing. We had such an incredible group of people, and
It was so fun to just walk around and see the look on the people's faces as they were talking with the vendors, and just the excitement in the room was amazing.
yeah. So
Homestead Singles. This is going to be some kind of webpage.
it's like farmers only.
Yeah.
For like,
YouTube homesteadvloggers.com. Are you a homesteader?
Oh.
Are you a vlogger? Are you single? We have a special community just for you. And then you'll have to like, well, are you going to take my homestead name, or are we going to take your homestead name? You don't have to like the hyphenated like homestead name. We'd be like Single Dad, whatever. I don't even want to say a name because I don't know if they're single. But I'm just saying.
Instead of sending flowers, you just crop swap.
I know, right? Or like gift baby chicks. In a box.
Oh, Lord.
Wait, isn't that somebody's love story? Who was telling us?
No, it was.
And for their
it was
honeymoon, they're like, guys,
Zach.
we're going to our dream honeymoon. We're going to go stay at Roots and Refuge Farm for a week. Or, you know, Justin and Rebecca are having us out of one of their Airbnbs.
Oh,
your greenhouse is rather romantic.
It is. It's
That's not
glass,
really-
though, so probably
Yeah,
wouldn't
that's not a
work
really
for
good place for
anything.
the boom boom oil and for booty lights. No, my kids are not that
running
old
that
yet.
kind of farm.
No, not that kind of farm. We don't do the whole naked gardening thing. Mm-mm. We're also right on the street. It would not go well for us.
So whose love story was the chicks? Who was that?
No, that's the video that I found the Stivers on.
Oh,
was
that's
the
right.
first video I ever watched of the Stivers was when Zach went for Valentine's Day and he was looking for a gift for his wife and kids. And he said that he went into the feed store and he heard that peeping sound. And then the next thing he goes, well.
Yeah, and you could hear that deep voice then. He was like, well.
Josh Starter voice. Well, and then he looks down. He's got a box full of chicks. And I was like, yeah, I've said
Yep.
that. Or yeah, well. Yeah, and that's when I was like, I'm gonna like them.
Oh, I want to say it was really cool to meet Southern Bella home too. That was really special.
Yes.
And to have like somebody who you connect with online, just like speak life over you is just such a blessing. So I'm so glad I got to meet you in person.
Yeah, actually, I want to grab something really quick.
Second best memory is that someone asked or told me that my voice is soothing.
It is, dude. You need a
And
podcast.
yeah,
and
they were
a-
like, your voice is soothing, and I just listened to your videos, and I just listened to them, and I thought, well, that's interesting.
You actually do
I have
kind of have a movie phone
soothing
voice.
voice.
Okay, so Southern
I
Bella.
guess so.
Ellen said she felt like she was at home. Well, you're welcome to move to Arkansas. We will accept you.
Yeah.
I'll accept you. Orange peanut?
Southern Bella Home brought me this, which is absolutely gorgeous. And I don't know if you can see this, but it has Isaiah 49:16. I have engraved you on the palm of my hands. Your walls are ever before me. And so it's actually got, hold on, love. Okay. So look, it's got all of it's
Do it.
mine and Jeremiah's and all of our babies' names, and it says over here on this side, Roots and Refuge Farm. So isn't that amazing?
Go do it.
Right.
So
It's got all the hands. All
that
the names
was
written in the
really,
hands.
isn't that beautiful? It just, and it's actually crazy. Somebody said hand art. Wanda said hand art, my favorite. For the longest time, like I've given a gift to a few people. Like my brother has one framed in his house. My mom has one framed in her house, where I have sketched the I love you sign, like my hand with the I love you sign. And it's funny because there's the ones from before I had my tattoo, which have no tattoo on them, and then the ones from after I had my tattoo, which has that tattoo on it. But it's like the I love you hand with my arm. And so when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool, because it's very similar to that, but with the names. On the hands.
Oh, also, there was something else, because there's another backstory to this.
Oh, I have to grab some.
Uh,
Oh, I didn't even see this.
I know. I know you did, because I
What
tried to.
else?
Okay, so they're gonna make another one with the new logo that's a Jess that we are on our shirts. So we're getting another one of these. This is like our first go at a logo. So this family who brought this and met us also is the one who bought the trampoline for the kids.
Really?
Yeah, and I took them all over there to
Bobby
meet the kids.
Melissa,
Yeah.
look at that. That is so beautiful. I didn't even see this. Thank you guys. She came and gave me a big hug,
Yeah,
and
they were really awesome.
they're the ones who sent our kids a trampoline, which was so extra and just made my kids so happy. And so my kids actually got to meet the people in person that sent them the trampoline, and that was really cool for me. So sweet. I do say this over and over that we have the very best subscribers in the world. Like the people who support us are just mind-bogglingly good and kind.
Ray
to
from
us.
Horticultural Geek said, my favorite was working the door. I got to meet everyone as they came in. I hugged so many necks and shook so many hands. It was awesome. I loved every minute of it. Awesome.
Y'all, my friend Caleb just messaged me. He was on here earlier watching, and they just caught a baby fox. Can you all see that? He just messaged me.
You
He's
should
down in
raise it as a-
South Louisiana.
How did
I'd
it
be
do that?
raising that.
They were having issues with them in the garden and with the chickens and stuff.
Oh, wow.
And so they just trapped that one, and they were trying to find somebody who will
I'd be
relocate
raising
it.
that thing to be my carrier fox, like a carrier pigeon, but a fox.
That's
I
pretty
strap
cool.
a little thing around its neck and I train it to go places. Come on, that thing would. No?
No,
Carrier
just-
fox.
no, just me. Oh, Cindy Lopez. She said, thank you for meeting with us in Dallas. That kind of got overshadowed by the Shindig, like as being absolutely awesome. But while I was in Dallas this week for the Jobs Media event, we actually, my cousin Amy and I, which somebody said earlier, they loved meeting cousin Amy. Amy was working at my booth, and I always call her my cousin Amy. Like, I'll be like, hey, this is my cousin Amy all the time, or I'll introduce people, hey, this is my cousin Amy. And so she just wrote on her name tag cousin Amy. And because I always say that all the time. And so she and I went down to Dallas and went to this Jobs Media event. Absolutely wonderful. Really excited to learn about the Jobs Company. And since we were there and I had a lot of viewers messaging me, and I just wanted to honor you guys while I was in town, we just did a really impromptu meetup at a park there. Checked out of our hotel, Ubered over there, and sat at some food trucks and met I think we probably had about 25 or so viewers come out and meet. And we just hung out for a few hours at this park. Beautiful weather. It worked out better than I could have even possibly hoped for. And yeah, it was awesome. So I loved meeting you too, Cindy. I loved meeting every person that came out there. Connected with.
This one has to see the sign.
Oh, yeah. So here's the plaque that Two Family gave us. Isn't that so sweet?
And this one.
And then also they made me this, which this is going in my greenhouse. Roots and Refuge Grow Something Lovely. I'm gonna hang this up in the greenhouse. And then of course this. This actually may end up going in the greenhouse too. Not sure yet where I'm gonna put that.
Mm-hmm.
So beautiful signs. Yeah, Daryl. I think it's Daryl that does the wood burning. I don't know. Him and Sherry do so many good things.
I think it was Daryl that did it.
They're just so
Because he
sweet.
kept calling me and be like, I need a logo.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? So I love this. Grow Something Lovely. Oh, Natasha, I don't see you on here, but I see someone talking to you. It was so sweet to get to meet you this weekend finally. She's so sweet and so beautiful. So
I got it.
oh, what was that? Are you? Oh yeah.
I got it.
So, wow, that's probably the first time I've ever actually seen that.
She also roots.
What'd you do?
I hit him and then she unhit him. Then she hit him again. I was faster than you, Rose. You're off your game a little bit.
I don't know. Usually, all I see is so and so was hidden by wholesome roots because she's so fast at it that usually
She's like,
I know like it's I don't ever see the
color.
trolls. I always see y'all hit it at the same time.
Yeah, so it was hidden, unhidden, hidden.
She's the pit viper. She likes
Yes,
stripes.
Mom, we got the goat plaque. It's just not in here. We still have some stuff out in the car. My mom bought me a really pretty goat plaque that someone had made at the Shindig, and I'm going to hang it up in my barn, in my milking stall. So let's see.
I saw you at Greenwich's Homestead Garden. I love your Sunday night live stream. It's like chatting with friends. We agree.
Greenwich's Homestead. I saw your comment fly by earlier about advice for a new garden vlogger. And my advice might be a little bit like selfish, maybe. I don't think so. But like, I want to advise all people who are getting into garden vlogging to like, please show your failures and just be real. And if you geek out on stuff and you like really like to talk about technical terms, talk about those if that's true to who you are. But if that's not true to who you are, don't do that. Like one of the conversations that I had with a woman, she was an editor of a magazine at this Jobs event. And she asked me, she said, do you have any formal horticulture training? And I said, no, I don't. I'm just a home gardener. And I don't tell people anything otherwise. I tell people I'm just a home gardener. I'll show you my failures and I'll show you my successes and I'll tell you what works for me and what doesn't. And she said, basically, she had faced a lot of issues in the horticulture world when she got started with this magazine because a lot of people wanted to dismiss her for not having formal training. And it's interesting to me that I have been so embraced by the gardening community of people learning to garden without my formal training and with my very simplistic explanations, because simply that's how I understand things, is pretty simply. And I don't think that there would be a need to embrace an amateur so much if there were experts who were explaining things a little kinder and a little easier to understand. And that's not to say that all experts are not. I'm not saying that at all. But I have run into in my own gardening research that a lot of times you want to read about stuff and it's just presented way over the average Joe's head. And so if you're starting a gardening vlog, geek out where you've got your knowledge and share all of that stuff. But I think that there's a lot more impact to be had if we will put our focus on not just helping people understand who already have a firm understanding, but also helping people into the water of gardening. I think that that is desperately needed across the board. Yeah, Rose, there's so much conflicting information. that's the problem is so many people come with just like a firm stance of this is how it must be. But then there's also, for every person who has a firm stance that it must be this way, there's another person who has a firm stance that's conflicting. And so my thing is like, I think it's easier to just try to explain to people, this is how I do it. This is what I've experienced. This is what I've read. This is what I know. So, yeah, so I would absolutely encourage those of you who are getting into gardening, vlogging, to be an encourager and be a helper, and don't be a jerk.
Yeah.
Well, like good life advice right there.
Somebody was asking, is the
Don't be a
sand
jerk.
in the coop making the chickens sick? Is that towards us?
Well, we used to have sand in our coop.
I
and
know,
I've been
but
watching
I'm
older
wondering.
video.
I'm wondering, is that towards us? Because like we don't have sand in our coop and have it in a couple of years.
We don't have sand in the coop anymore, and so you might have been talking to somebody else, but
Well, yeah, that's what I was asking. I was
don't
just
think that's
wondering.
what made our chickens sick.
No,
We
because they
had
moved
somebody.
out of the coop. They
Yeah.
moved out of that coop and out of the sand, and then they got sick. So
Yeah.
it wasn't.
I don't think it was
connected.
the sand. I think sand is still a really great option. The reason we haven't done it now is that our coop is no longer accessible by a tractor. And so it just would be a whole lot of work to put sand in the coop. So we have just been doing deep litter bedding.
Yeah, that's who was asking.
Yeah. Main Street Farm. We did actually call our chickens because they got sick, but that was because they got
And that was a while ago. That was like
infectious cordia, I think is what it was called. And it was basically a respiratory disease that they would always be carriers of. And we had developed really good egg color lines to be able to hatch eggs. And it was something that they could, like, basically we were never going to be able to hatch chicks out and sell them anymore. And so another friend of mine, her chickens got the same thing. She ended up calling her flock. It was just like the unanimous thing. And like, they could be carriers, they could get better, but they would always be carriers. And so every time we brought in a new chicken, the new chicken would get sick immediately because they would get exposed to that.
So yeah, it was really hard.
A lot of them died, like 30% of them died when they got it. And so
And Jessica cried when we had to get rid of all of them.
it was miserable.
Over.
It was
really
heartbreaking.
bad.
But we actually keep our flock is closed now. When we bring in more chickens, we will bring in eggs and hatch them out here. And then we will not bring any more chickens.
And none
that
of the
came
chickens,
from getting sick chickens
right?
from somebody.
And the current chickens we have, none of them have any sicknesses. We have not had to treat them. I mean, I can't explain how hard it was trying to keep the other ones healthy. We'd get them healthy. They'd make 40 or 50 eggs a day. We'd start selling them to restaurants and bakeries and stuff, and then they'd get that respiratory stuff come back. We'd lose all the production, have to cancel all the. It was just back and forth.
Bumblebee Jackson. This was like 2 years ago.
This is a while
This is
ago.
not now. This was then.
By any chance, did that chicken and rooster stealer catch some of those chickens?
Actually, yes. The people who stole our chickens, that was during the season
Did
that
you
we
talk
had
about
this.
that?
I put it in a vlog. Jeremiah doesn't watch our vlog. That's so
You know what? Yeah, I didn't. I wouldn't. Okay, because I was building the greenhouse. Would you guys have rather me watch the vlog or build the greenhouse? I think
Wow, way to lay it on thick.
I do.
No, he does. He does watch most of the vlogs, but sometimes when he gets busy, he doesn't watch them. So sometimes people will say something, and he'll be like, "How do they know that?" I'm like, "Because we have a vlog, and I told them." Remember? So yeah, that was it. That was something that happened. That happened a while ago, and yeah, Bumblebee Junction. It was heartbreaking. Like I had copper morans and olive eggers and blue egg layers, both Americana and crescent green leopard bars.
We stopped in Dallas and got
Like
really
very
expensive
nice
hatching
eggs that
and
we
this was part of that group.
like. I drove through in Dallas to get them and hatch them. I had developed beautiful egg lines and really was just getting it to the place that I was like really, really happy with it. And we realized that what they had was not something that was going to go away, that it was going to be an ongoing thing. And so it was hard. Definitely. Oh,
I'll be honest. I've got a lot of handshakes this weekend about the greenhouse. The effect that I thought it would have is real. Lots of husbands coming up to me being like, "Hey, they're like being that like nice, but got that twinkle in their eye. Like, I really appreciate you increasing my honeydew list. Thanks. You know what I mean?
So when are you starting the Husbands of Gardeners support group?
That's coming soon. I know we're definitely going to need it. And we'll support each other whenever our wives are buying seeds, building greenhouses.
Hey, there are plenty of husbands that are doing this stuff, and their wives are the ones coming up to me going,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I don't feel bad for the people putting up arch trellises.
No,
because that's a
Dan.
little
Dan, I
trouble.
will not build Beverly one. You're the boss.
Okay. You're a carpenter.
You're my carpenter dad. Like, no. Why don't you come and fix the one that I made? Take it up a notch. Don't let Dan fool you guys.
Yeah.
Sow the land.
12
Oh,
inches of
speaking
snow.
So, actually, while you're on here, Jason, okay, I said this, I think, after you left on the last one. When I was saying that, like, I really look up to you, like, you're like my carpentry dad, like, I was not joking completely. Like, I was really being serious. Like, I was making a joke because it's funny, but I'm just being, like, honest. Like, I'll tell you right now, like, Jessica.
That might not be Jason. It might be Lorraine.
Well, then she can pass it along. But listen to what I'm saying. Like, Jessica be like, hey, you should watch this video, Justin Rhodes. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And it's like watching my chickens. Like, I have chickens. I don't want to watch this. Right? And it's like, no, watch this video about this. And it's like, yeah, I've seen that before I do that.
He never
I
watched
just
YouTube
never watched
until we
YouTube. I don't.
started, except he would watch those.
And she
ones.
finally was like, hey, you'll appreciate this. And she showed me.
This is when I was trying to like get him.
She showed me
interested
Sow
in
the Land. And I
community.
was like, this guy I can get behind. Why
Oh,
does
it
he
is
not have
Jason.
why does he not have more subscribers? I was like,
that was
his,
when y'all were first.
his chicken
first
tractor is
starting out.
clean. Like his videos are about like these amazing carpentry builds. I'm like, this is what it's about. Like this guy should have 1 million subscribers.
I'm like overly excitable for Sow the Land, and they know this. I like make them uncomfortable with my excitement, but I will like message them from time to time and be like the last message I sent them was, I'm just gonna read it.
Yes, please do.
I like reach out to them and I just.
If you guys appreciate carpentry, like if you appreciated the greenhouse, and I'm telling you, I did an amazing job on the greenhouse.
All right,
Really,
here's my very.
Jason is better. He is better. Like you will love everything he does.
He does.
My very undramatic statement. Ready for this?
It's the
Y'all are gonna break the internet soon. People are gonna be like, where has your channel been all my life? Then boom, 100K, then 200K and beyond. So happy for you guys. And he goes, thanks.
What are you supposed to say to that?
I love
man.
So yeah, guys, go give them a follow if you're not already checking them out, please.
Oh my gosh. No, for real. Like whenever I used to, because I was a huge fan of Justin and Rebecca's. Like I watched all their videos back before I really had much of a channel. And Ben was obsessed with Lumna Acres. That was his jam. And I would watch YouTube
They wanna
and
see
watch
the baby.
homesteading channels. Oh, they want to see your baby.
Keep talking, Jess. You're good.
He's
And-
getting tired.
He's so cute.
Thanks, you're too big for that.
Oh,
Yeah, you're too big.
he has no idea that like 600 people are looking at him right now. To you don't know. So yeah, like I watched more YouTube, and Jeremiah never watched YouTube ever. And I would try, like I would be like, "Hey, watch this video," and I'm like just wanting him to get hooked on somebody, and like
Right.
think it's a good idea for us to have a YouTube channel. Like
Sure.
we had it,
Yeah.
but like he wouldn't get
You
into it.
kept
But
showing me videos about stuff we already did.
But he was, yeah, that's what he was like. He would see me like, we're already doing this. Like, this isn't, I don't need to watch this. But then I showed him Jason. I don't remember what the first video.
I tell you what it was. He came out. I can tell you exactly how the video opened. He came out.
Okay, hold on. Are we
Ready?
having a moment here?
Yes,
Are we
it
having a
was.
moment?
Like I actually will fangirl when I see him again. You know that's why I didn't come introduce myself at HOA. I was like, I'm not worthy to talk to him. Oh, yeah, for real.
Are you serious
Yes,
right now?
like he's on another level.
Can I interject that Jason has by far the best music in anybody's videos
Yeah,
ever?
that's
Jason's
great.
music is-
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
I can't say that.
We
I can't say that.
That's actually not true. I appreciate the sentiment, though.
Daniel's probably.
Jason, you're amazing at a lot of things, but we have the best music. Everybody knows that. and no one else has it. It's exclusive. But anyways, here's how the video opened. It was the chicken tractor where he's got the gutters as the feeders, and like the chickens know not to poop on the wood because if they poop on the wood, it looks ugly and gross. So he's like trained them not to make it messy, right? And he comes out and like sets his coffee down on the picnic table, goes over and moves the tractor, comes back and starts talking about whatever it was he was talking about that day. Like I remember the beginning. That was the first YouTube video of a homesteader I actually engaged in, and I was like, "This
And he
is my
started
hero."
watching them, and we share a YouTube account, and so like I can see the recently watched videos. And like every day, like every time Sutherland had a video, it would be watched like right away on our channel, and I would see it. I'd be like, "Oh gosh, Maya's watching a show."
Like you guys might dream of like coming and like harvesting tomatoes with Jess or going to the greenhouse. Like I want to build something and just
Jason.
yeah. And I mean, it's like Luke Skywalker. I'm
below
ready.
Those guys. Who's below those guys? Who's like a step below that?
Come here, dude.
Oh,
you
like
buttons.
Ray from the new ones.
Then I'm Ray because
And
I'm
that's the
really
truth. She has
excited.
dark hair and she has no training. That's you. You're like the new Jedi. All right. No, seriously, though, I'm done. I'm not trying to make it like embarrassing or anything. I'm just trying to be genuine. Like,
Well, he said it last time, and afterwards he was like, "Man, they probably just got on for a minute. He probably heard me say that. I thought I was making fun of it." And he's like, for real, stressing out about it. And I'm like,
I almost
"Yeah."
messaged him. Almost like, man, can I just get your phone number? Like, I'm not that. You know, like I wasn't making fun of you. Like I was being serious and mostly.
The funny thing is, Jason's like one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah, so
He's
am I.
just
But
like-
people think that they can't
Is
come
it
talk
okay
to me.
for
You
me?
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like,
But I
get
just
it.
don't mess it.
It's
It's like he's like this calm spirit.
Home-
You know what I also love about him is that his
really
accent,
going
his
on.
accent sounds nothing like he looks. I'm like, that's not what I thought.
California boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. From California, I'm like, how long have you been? Because you picked that up real quick.
He like always had it. It was there.
I
from the
know, but I'm
beginning.
just saying, like, it just was very
Destiny.
surprising.
Keto Petri said, "Ovaries,
California.
shut up."
Hey,
Are you giving-
seriously,
are you
no
like-
joke. We know at least 3 babies that
Look at
were
the baby.
conceived because of our cute children. It's actually true.
Do we?
Do we want to go into this, or is this for later tonight? Yeah, no more boo boo oil, no more boo boo cotton.
That's true because Lawrence was one of those babies that made
Our friends
go,
want
"Oh,
to
we
have
want to
kids."
have a baby."
Oh.
Yeah. Then we had the girls.
Oh, no.
They were not
Wow!
that way.
Wow!
They were not that way. They were trying as
I don't know. JoJo
friends.
coming down today. Benjamin is not being
being
hate. It's both hands on her little hips,
Oh,
and she's
yeah.
so tiny. She's like this little petite little girl, and she comes down, and she had the head. Benjamin is not being hate, and I'm like, got my hands in the soil. We're like, okay, we'll talk to him. So, all right. So Stivers, have you? Are they still on? Are the Stivers
They're
still on?
probably still on. They can't.
Yeah, they
get
are.
enough of us.
Girls are a different story. Stivers, have y'all published your video? Can y'all get the link of that up? Because I want to
Yeah,
everybody
hit
in
that publish button.
Keto family, if y'all throw the link up to your Shindig video too.
Moderators don't delete it.
Yeah, moderators, let them post their links. I think the Stivers are moderators. So yeah, there goes the phone. That's okay. We don't need it.
What's up?
Jump off A. I got my
Oh, yeah.
Tanya's pink potted beans out today. Getting ready to start sewing some stuff. Okay, cool. It's being published now. Cool. So, are you? Yo, you can't play on the laptop right now, little dude.
He's like, I will.
Jacqueline, send me a message about the tank. We only have some of those left, and I'm not sure what our
Medium is all we have left.
medium is all we have left. So the medium is all we have left of the Grow Something Lovely tank. That was actually produced by somebody else. And the reason why we stopped carrying them was because we were having to do all the shipping and stuff ourselves, which was really hard to keep up with. But
Here, let me get I got 2 big legs.
Rose,
Get in
what
there.
size are you? Are
No,
you
you
a
get right in
medium? Can you wear a
between.
medium? That's all we have left. I don't know. I can't wear a medium. I have to wear a large. Pure Hearts Homestead.
What's the question?
Where can we put the link for the Shindig? Where can we put that I won't lose it? for people, because I was going to do like a Shindig playlist.
I don't understand what that means.
Jeremiah doesn't know YouTube stuff enough. He's saying he doesn't know what that means. Probably, let me see. I might do a thread on the Friends of Roots and Refuge Farm group that everybody can post them on there. That would probably be.
And then we can plug it again next Sunday or something.
Yeah, and then we'll get it all together. So I sent it to you on Instagram. That works, Keto Country. So yeah, if you're looking for, okay, Inside Kate's Kitchen, thank you so much for sharing that. She just shared the Teespring link. That takes you to our 3 new t-shirt designs. The code for 10% off is Shindig. Yeah, Pure Hearts, you can email it to me or text it to Jeremiah.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
get it
fine.
Shindig. SHINDIG. Jacqueline, send me an email. rootsandrefuge@yahoo.com. So Shindig is the code for Teespring. The 3 new designs, the Kitten George t-shirt, the logo t-shirt, and the Squad Goals t-shirt are all on there. Kid sizes, adult sizes, I think long sleeves, mugs, stickers.
Tank tops,
all of that.
die-cast stickers.
So the code is 10% off at Shindig. That's good until Tuesday, I believe.
Tuesday right now.
Depending on how long it takes me to get the vlog out, we may extend that a couple more days to give everybody a chance to use it because I am so behind on vlogging. I haven't posted an edited video in days. It's probably the longest I've gone in like a year. So anyway,
we're going to get on it.
So the Stivers have their new Shindig video out. We're going to go watch that as soon as we wrap this up. Oh, I want to, okay, we didn't do what we're digging at all, and we're not going to go into the depths of it, but I do have one channel. I know we've talked about a lot of channels in this, but I do have one channel that I really wanted to highlight this week, and that is Homestead in the Highlands. She has been
I love her.
super amazing to us. She is so sweet. She's in Scotland, and she does a lot of her videos live. YouTube actually made a new regulation this week that if you have less than 1,000 subscribers, that you cannot do a live video streaming from YouTube. Now, I noticed that they're trying to upload, or they're trying to unleash this new like streaming beta and all of that stuff. So like, I don't know. I saw that and I thought we need to support her and help her get to that goal of 1,000 so she can get back to doing her videos how she did it. Because what didn't you say she just has like?
She has so many lambs being born right now, and she does just so many lives from her barn that it's like. And
so we really got to get her to
you're
1,000.
invested in it. It's like that's how she runs her YouTube channel. Is that so you can be there for the birth?
Yeah, she does it so that you can be there for the birth. So yeah, she is currently at 550. Wow, it just jumped like 15. So you guys are on it. So Homestead in the Highlands. And see, she does all these live streams showing the births of her lambs. And that's how she does her YouTube. And so this regulation is literally like shutting down her YouTube. And she's in Scotland. She's super sweet. She's been so precious to us. She sent my babies rocks for the rock tumbler. Thank you, Rachel Lynn. So yeah, if you guys would go follow her and support her and help her get to this goal, when she hits 1,000, wow, it just jumped to 613. You guys are so awesome. I love the way that you love people. I love the way that you support people and you get behind this. It's so cool. So thank you for those of you who are subbing them. This is helping her. This isn't even just one of those cases where like, hey, go follow these people because we want to encourage them. This is one of those cases like, hey, go follow her so she can continue to do her YouTube channel.
I believe might stay here until she gets there. So y'all better go share it on your social media. Tell your grandma.
Yeah, like
go make accounts for your kids.
You
you can't do that.
Say that.
Can't do that.
Don't do that.
Ignore that last bit of.
While we wait, she wrote earlier. She's like, "Give them a hug for me." So I'm supposed to give you guys a
hug.
Yes, hug. Who told you to do that?
Told her.
Cheryl said that.
Cheryl said,
"Oh, my hipster sister from another hipster."
Single Dad Homestead said, "I just called my mom."
Yes.
OMG, Morgan Gold strikes again.
That's the photo.
With the greenhouse behind it. Here, this is good. Support spouses of gardeners support group. Oh my gosh.
Send that to me. I'm gonna put it out on the Friends of Resurrection.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Goldchaw Farms.
We're gonna have to do some more collabs.
Yeah, I love Morgan. He cracks me up.
Sucks you live so far away.
Yeah, we could have you watch our kids if you were closer. we could like quadruple your child
Morgan,
friendship.
how about you move to Minnesota?
Oh,
We have
I
snow
like
too.
Vermont. Yeah, we
Oh,
both
I just
go
saw
to
you asked me to
Falls.
close the garage door at 2:00 this afternoon.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
did it. Don't worry.
Sorry.
No worries.
Sometimes we text each other from the other side of the house. All right, that's hilarious. So where is she at? Is she coming along?
The next limited edition. Okay, that's the other thing we have been discussing, and I think we're going to go through with it here soon. We're going to be removing the heifer shirt
Yeah, the
It's like
heifer
a
shirts
limited
time
thing.
is almost over. So if you're wanting one of those,
because we
use
got some
that
other
coupon
ideas
code
for
and
some
get it.
limited shirts. So if you want the heifer shirt, get on there, use the coupon code by Tuesday, and get the heifer shirt because then it'll be gone. And honestly, I'm really feeling, especially around garden season, the need for seed. I want to see that. I want that shirt.
The need for seed.
Yeah, the Top Gun
Yeah.
spoof thing that Morgan did.
did.
I'll even give him, half the profit. I don't even care. I just want the shirt.
I don't care.
I don't even care.
So, S. Brown said Homestead the Highlands should be at 1,000 before midnight. She's already at 726. So you guys keep
going.
that up, and thank you for supporting her. The code for the shirt, the code Shindig
It's
gives
for
you
anything.
10% off our entire Teespring store. So if there's an older shirt that you've been wanting, you can go ahead and get that too, or stickers or mugs or any of that stuff, all of that merch. VW Family Farms. It's Andrea. You guys
Yeah, Ben's
are-
probably passed out.
Ben's probably passed out. Ben Vincent was the real MVP on the Shindig. Like for real, he carried
Like at the end of the Shindig,
the
I
brunt
grabbed
of the
him.
organization.
I grabbed him by the beard and his chin, and I said, "You are the best. You are the best. You are the best."
He really did. He handled all the vendor stuff, which was really
set
the
up
majority.
tables.
And set up tables and all of that stuff. And I am so thankful. He is so awesome. And him and Andrea, we're just incredibly blessed to call them friends.
Yes, Jason, we will be, and Vincent's. Natalie will not be, and I think Ethan may be, but maybe not.
At Baker Creek in
Creek's
May.
and Planting Festival in May. We will be there. What? Come on!
So
We'll get a bigger tent. You can camp with us.
Where
Don't
did you
play
put
with
it
me,
together?
girl. I don't
Not
play.
playing.
All right, let's do it. She's doing it.
Extra dinner.
Yes, she's going to be there. And if Tommy's watching, you guys worked it out separate, but she said it. So I'm just saying, like, I don't want to cause any division in the marriage. Just saying, if something happens, we'll just throw some ylang-ylang. Just saying she'll fly home. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I'm a country crock guy.
You like-
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Y'all, the other day we were in Walmart. I'm not going through the fullness of the story. I was just so embarrassed. But we were in Walmart and Jeremiah, like everybody's here with us, and we're walking through Walmart we had to go get like an air mattress and stuff. And we were getting a few grocery things, and I was like, grab some butter. And Jeremiah, like I am an avid no margarine like advocate. Like margarine is not food. That
get
is
it.
not food.
I understand.
Okay. We eat butter,
Mhm.
not margarine.
That's
And
right.
so I said, grab some butter. And Jeremiah, he's always messing with me. This is like literally my entire life. Morning to night, Jeremiah is usually messing with me in some regard. And he pulls off this big thing of country crock. He said, I got it. And I didn't, like, usually I just don't even respond to him. Like, I usually know that he's messing with me, but I was really tired, just flew. And so I said, that is not butter. Like, he yelled it because that's how adamant I am about margarine. And like this little old lady
Yeah, that was
standing there, and
hilarious.
she turns around, she goes, he knows. Because he's grinning so big. Oh, he
I
is-
love me some country crock on occasion.
No.
Just saying.
No, that is not food.
Y'all quit judging me like y'all don't ever have an occasional soda. Like some of you have never gone through the big, like you gotten a Big Mac or a McDonald's burger. I know maybe that's probably true for some of you, but some of you,
So the land does not eat that stuff.
I believe that. I believe that, and I don't eat that stuff. But don't judge me for a little bit of country crock on a piece of bread once a year. Okay, I know that there's something that I can pinpoint on you. Like right now, if you ran into me at a McDonald's, we'd be like, "What are you here for?" I was just coming to use the bathroom, wash my hands. I'm not totally like to eat here.
Hey, what would Jason Contreras do? That's
Yeah.
JCD.
WWJD.
What would
He would he eat margarine?
I actually might be making some bracelets about that. That's a good idea. I need some personal motivation. So, like, I'm like building something with wood. I'm like, WWJD. This really isn't JD level. I have to come back to the drawing board. Scrap it. It sucks. Sow this into the land. Burn it. Gonna start over. My carpentry sucks.
Oh man.
This morning I'm eating donuts.
I'm like,
Donuts.
Daniel and Jess. I'm like,
what's really on
I just sucks.
Well, you can't even say it.
She can't say it.
Oh.
She
Don't
can't
hurt. You're hurting.
Oh,
Poor baby.
It's just some people don't know what a homegrown tomato tastes like. I mean, real food is just so good.
While she's eating this waxy
Wax covered chocolate donuts.
Daniel just looked at me in the sweetest face, like,
He's like, how are this? Oh God! And Daniel's like the least condescending person in the entire world. Like he really isn't. Like he's not condescending at all. But he just literally like, how are those?
He said what?
How are those donuts? She's like, because we were talking about food.
Right.
It's just so sad about some people don't know the value of real food. It's just.
And she wasn't joking. And then I came by and grabbed the bag and said, "You know what? I'll be honest. I'm glad that you're a real person. I'm glad that you're going to eat these in front of us and not be like, I don't even eat processed food. And then go down to the closet in the room you're staying in and stuff your face full of waxy chocolate donuts. At least you're real."
my face hurts.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It hurts. Wow, Homestead in the Highlands is 764.
Come on, let's go.
So close.
Oh God, I can't breathe. It hurts.
Breathe.
Okay.
Come on, take control.
Oh, okay, I'm good.
All right, we're good.
I know you can birth coach. You gonna breathe coach me?
I got you, baby.
All right.
You guys
Somebody
are good.
said, "Too bad we can't make." Well, oh, I'm sorry, y'all can't hear the conversation. We're trying. We'll lean forward. We don't have a microphone. We'll have to put that on our
Oh, sorry, guys.
to get list.
You got. I think it was partially because you guys kept laughing.
I think probably because we were just laughing hysterically. Yeah, we Wasteland Acres. After smiling so much yesterday, I'm sorry for those of you who took selfies with me in the second half of the day because I looked like this because I was just smiled so many times. But we're gonna start Whole 30 probably. I don't know. We could probably do it before we go to Baker Creek because if we're gonna camp, we're camping.
Yeah,
at
I was
Baker
talking
Creek.
about you, Ben.
Whole
I
30.
talk about you all the time. What about it?
We're gonna do Whole 30.
I ain't afraid of you.
Whole-
Farm
Unless
Dad?
you're,
Are
unless
you
you're.
talking about Farm Dad?
No, I'm talking about Farm Dad. I'm not afraid of him unless he's standing in front of me. You know what I'm
We
saying?
were talking about how awesome you were and how much we
Yes.
appreciated you.
So let me do it again. I'll do it again. I'll hold your face. You are the best.
Yeah, y'all. Ben really made the shindig possible, and he made it as great as it was. So we're so thankful for that. Okay, I
All
think
right.
we're gonna wrap this up.
Love you,
Stivers,
Ben. Get
I'm
some
going to watch
sleep.
your shindig video. I'm probably gonna cry.
Goss Mania, I'm sorry you guys couldn't come. We hope you guys can make it next year. Just keep going with your garden. Did you ever answer her tomato question?
What was it?
She's saying when should she transplant her tomatoes? They're about 2 inches tall. Is that not? It needs to wait longer, right?
It's really more dependent on the weather. You could transplant them. I usually let them get a little bit bigger in the greenhouse before I
I think
transplant
she's farther
them.
south than us.
Oh yeah.
So I think she's in a lower zone.
I mean, you could go ahead and transplant them. They might grow faster. You just won't be able to bury them as deep if you do that. I usually wait till mine are like this tall. That's how I like them to be like this tall. And then that way I can plant them all the way up to the top leaves really deep.
yeah, Goldchaw, you actually have to come next year, or we're not doing it.
Yeah. So pretty much harass Gold
Hey
Shaw
guys,
Farms.
listen. The shindig next year is not happening
It's
unless
dependent
Goldchaw Farms
on
come.
the attendance
It's
of
that-
Gold Shaw Farms.
So y'all let me know.
So
if
you're gonna
y'all-
have to tell him.
Morgan's
And-
gonna come.
Either Morgan
and Ben
comes,
has to come.
or there's no shindig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the pressure is
Morgan,
on.
you asked for this.
It's a real thing. Like
No, don't ha ha. It's not funny. It's true.
I talk VW Family Farm. If you're in, we're in. We think it would be awesome, and it's needed. I really do think the Shindig, and for these kinds of things,
Especially
to be
for
held,
the area we're in.
for people to gather people together and to enrich this community of homesteaders and to encourage people to grow food and to go back to the basics and to just unplug from the system, in whatever capacity they can, to find the joy of gardening, go back to the earth. I think it's needed, and I'm in. If this is our portion in making that happen, it's the least we can do.
Jim and Renda. Hardiness approaches on here.
Are they on
Guys.
here?
Yeah.
Someone said, "Hey, Jim and Renda." I'm assuming unless there's another Jim and Renda that someone's saying hi.
Probably
I
not.
got that.
I would think.
Yeah, I
I would
seriously
think
got
not.
that. There they are. Community is the most important.
Yes, we love y'all so much. And there's
Oh,
Country Homestead Preacher. We
Hey,
love
Jim
y'all.
and Renda, in case y'all didn't know, which Meg probably told you, but because of the event to coming out to help you guys, we've actually started a group that's going to go around and help other homesteads as they need it. So, like, you started a movement.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we're going to watch the Starvers video. We're going to get off of here.
Yeah, we're going to watch it. We're going to have a watch party, and then we're going to watch some stand-up comedy and laugh more.
Homestead in the Highlands is at 776. Please continue. Please follow them.
If you're watching
Share
this
their
video
panel.
after the live,
This is an opportunity to really
go
bless somebody.
bless her, please.
Yeah. So thank you guys. We adore you. Oh, also, please follow our moderators. Support them. Please. They make this possible for us.
Jim and
we're so
Renda, we're not
thankful.
kidding. Like, actually, Dan from Pure Heart and Meg Holler are collaborating to work out all the details. And one of the things we're going to be doing this year is we're going to take a group up to Ethan's house in Minnesota and help them get it finished so they can move in.
Yep.
Which they just mentioned tonight.
Right.
So,
Because I've got that pure reaction. You're like, what? Whose house in Minnesota? What? Your house in
It's pretty
Minnesota.
good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm
Your
ready.
house, little tiny person back
yeah, I'm
here.
like a little. You're like my parents. I'm a little child. Mama, Dada.
All right. We love you guys so
Ethan
much.
is not behave.
We bless you. Until next time.
Bye, guys.